financial failure with Glenn or Glenda, Edward went out to do his next big movie. Oh yeah, I bleached my hair. Is there reasons behind it? Other than I think being stuck in a house watching shitty movies is gotten the better of me? Well, maybe I am filling in for Trey Parker for Basketball 2. Maybe there's a reboot of Harry Potter and I'm the next Malfoy. Either way, I think I'm going a bit mad. In between reaching his next big movie, he made a movie in 1954 called Jailbait, which, yeah, that was a failure as well, just like Glenn or Glenda. Moving on from that, he had his next big movie planned. He had set Bela Lugosi to star in it, and its original working title was Bride of the Atom. But he changed the title to a more monster-sounding title to appeal to the horror audience, so he changed the title to Bride of the Monster. He shot it in 1954 for a 1955 release, and it was financially backed by Donald E. McCoy, who was a meat factory owner in Los Angeles. Needing his monster for the movie, Edward met with pro wrestler Tor Johnson and casted him as the monster Lobo in the movie, who was controlled by Dr. Eric Vornoff, who was played by Bela Lugosi. Based on an old, unpublished script called The Atomic Monster, the story starts with two men stuck in the rain looking for shelter. Bela Lugosi turns them down for cover and they're stuck out in the rain. Lobo the monster is then ascended upon them and they run away from him. One dude then gets tangled up by a killer octopus and dragged into a pond. Alright, the two things you notice is a lot of stock footage has coverage of the octopus, which appears to be more in a tank, as well as the insert shots of the man getting strangled by the octopus. It appears the octopus is very immobile. What happened here is, allegedly, the crew stole the prop from a film set but forgot to grab a motor to make it move, so the actors had to sway with it to make the illusion of it moving. This is the real deal. Anyhow, the killer monster is in the news now and the police are on the case, due to the fact that the missing total of people is now at 12. A reporter who put out the articles about the monster heads to Lugosi's house to investigate, with the dissatisfaction of her cop fiancé. She gets captured and is put under hypnosis by Lugosi. Lobo the monster is entranced by this girl and releases her, causing Lugosi and him to start a battle with each other. Lobo is killed off in the fire and the house burns down. Lugosi is fleeing from the police but they're on his tail till he falls into the pond in full submission to the octopus himself. Finally ending the movie with a nuclear explosion. The main motive Lugosi had in the movie was to create nuclear Superman, and he would do anything to get that done. A lot of emphasis on nuclear war throughout this movie. The dude who played the fiancé in the movie was the son of the financier of the movie. That was one of the exceptions of the movie getting its backing, was him being cast as well as the movie ending with a big explosion. A message from the financier about his dislike of nuclear war. This movie is a lot better than Glenn or Glenda, with actually a lot of continuity errors, but besides that, it's very cheesy, but honestly, not completely awful. Lugosi is much a joy in this movie compared to his involvement in Glenn or Glenda, as well as a much better production value, plot, and budget to go along. But back to the errors of the movie, it's obvious that Edward was far too invested in watching the movie he was directing as a show, rather than an actual movie, because a lot of goofs happen, but that's just the beauty of these movies. Edward was just so lost in his work that he saw stuff like goofs or extra takes as unimportant. Quite wise, if anything, if you wanted to stay within time and budget. The verdict on Bride of the Monster, it was good, but nowhere near the best. It was his first financially successful film, but nothing compares to the next movie. Oh yeah, Edward D. Wood Jr.'s magnum opus, it is Plan 9 from Outer Space. Oh yeah, see you next time. Cooperation.